Hello everyone, this is Team. Welcome me to Let's Discuss The Walking Dead. This is for Season 2, Episode 13, this season finale. And I do have to apologize if my voice is really loud or really quiet or whatever. I'm trying out a new microphone, so overall, I would say that it was a pretty good season finale. They basically had to get off the farm somehow. So, um, and with a whole bunch of walkers, I really don't think that there'd be any way of them actually going back, like maybe in like a year or so, because I'm sure that at least some of the walkers would still be there. The other thing that I'm thinking is that, you know, what about all the animals that were on Herschel's farm? Because you gotta think that, okay, the cows are definitely gonna be slaughtered, but what about Nervous Nelly, like in her stall or whatever? She is probably gonna be eaten, I'd say, fairly soon. And I know they had to get rid of the barn, basically because of symbolism, like with the walkers and stuff. They really had to get rid of it. But the thing I don't understand is why when Rick and Carl were running to the house, why they decided to divert over there. Um, you would kind of think that they would head directly for the house because the shortest place between 2 points is a straight line. So, um, and the other thing is, I really don't understand how the walkers kind of got ahead of them when they were going towards the barn. Granted, they did have to backtrack a little bit, but the walkers were pretty far away when they actually started to run, and like 5 seconds later or whatever, some of them are like ahead of them, and from what you saw at the end of the last episode, basically all the walkers were just coming out of the tree line. There were no that were like really far ahead of the other ones. So yeah, just kind of weird, I think. And I know that he was kind of a minor character and stuff, but I really feel bad for Jimmy. I mean, I do kind of get that the Winnebago kind of broke down, and that's why he was trying to leave. However, I think he did a really stupid mistake. I know it was kind of more of a teenager mistake than anything, but you know, being surrounded by walkers and stuff, you probably don't want to actually run away, like right outside the Winnebago if you can. It would have made a little more sense if to actually try and find a way to get onto the roof from the inside, or maybe do what Andrea did and kind of go into the bathroom and kind of blockade himself in there, hoping that they would either lose interest or not be able to find him or whatever. But because yeah, just instant slaughter, I think. And poor Patricia. I mean, I know that she kind of had to go away now that Otis was gone and stuff, but really, from her character's perspective, I would have probably preferred to like be shot right in the head, right as the walkers were kind of around me, so that I wouldn't get ripped apart and eaten while I was still alive. So I'm actually surprised that so many people survived coming out of there. I am kind of surprised that Maggie did. I'm kind of surprised that her sister did also. Sorry, I really can't remember her name or anything right now. She's been a such minor character that really I think they mentioned her name like kind of like off sentences every once in a while, but anyways, she might play a bigger role coming up in the future. And I am really surprised that Herschel actually survived. I know when they were doing the Talking Dead last night, that they mentioned that their first script actually had him dying on the farm. So I think he might be one of the people that's dying. I say in the first half of season 3. So, and kudos to Laurie Holden. When Andrea was running through the woods, apparently it took one day to do the entire filming. So, yeah, she was definitely tired. She wasn't just acting. I mean, she actually was. So, but I thought being all alone and being kind of tired and stuff, she'd be fighting off a whole bunch of walkers and stuff, and then at the very end, she was going to be like basically just eaten or whatever, just from a walker like that was kind of stuck behind a tree or whatever. But so I was really surprised that the cloaked figure came out and actually saved her. I don't know anything about the two characters that are with her though, so and I'm kind of wondering if their home base or whatever you could say is that actual prison in the background at the very end of the episode. But the other thing that I was thinking is that I wonder if she's gonna use her sword to actually stab that decapitated walker in the head. Because from what I remember from the Land of the Dead, I know different series and stuff, but even decapitated walkers or zombies still kind of stay alive. You have to actually crush their head. I'm also kind of wondering about the actual helicopter that they've seen every once in a while. Like the one that was outside of Atlanta, or well, flying over Atlanta at the beginning of season 1, the one that kind of got the walkers to actually go in that direction. I'm kind of wondering if that might be some of the reason that some of the walkers showed up at the near end of season 1 at the camp. I'm wondering if they just kind of saw that helicopter and decided to go that way and kind of ran into the camp accidentally. Then again, it could have been like the car alarm from the stolen car that Glenn was driving, or it might have been from like the fire or whatever that was attracting them because of light or what. But I mean, who knows? It could be an homage to another one of Romero's movies where in the original Dawn of the Dead, the main character flew a helicopter and landed on top of the mall. So I guess it could be that, but my biggest surprise in the actual last part of the episode was Rick turning into basically, I guess you could say, an evil character. I don't know if there was like a Highlander thing where he absorbed Shane's evilness like right after I killed him or whatever, but yeah, he's kind of a real evil character now, so in a way, he's got none of my sympathy anymore, so I actually wonder how many people are going to try and leave at the very beginning of season 3? Because you gotta figure that a couple of people are just waiting for dawn to break to actually get away. I'm thinking maybe Glenn and Maggie, or maybe Daryl and Carol. They might try and get away. The only reasons they might not is that Daryl is kind of the enforcer for Rick now, and with Glenn and Maggie, they might actually stick around because Herschel might actually want to stick around with Rick, and they really can't abandon the rest of her family. So, but really would a stab in the back to Herschel, because he kind of trusted Rick, and he's kind of turned basically into a dictator now. So, and I know that now Carl and Lori are kind of scared of him, but in a way, I think it's a kind of just desserts with her, considering she was trying to manipulate Rick into kind of goading away Shane, and then when he actually did it, then of course it quote took her by surprise. So I think that what she was actually expecting was for Shane to finish off Rick, but I'd say the interesting thing that's going to be happening in season 3 is that when the group of survivors actually meets up with the cloaked mystery person, and they're going to have to at some point, exactly who is going to be in charge, what's going to be the power struggle between them, like is Rick going to be the second person in charge, or is he gonna basically fall into one of the people that's just supposed to actually follow the other group, or what? So who knows? He might actually try to leave, like halfway through the season or whatever, with Lori and Carl, just so he can kind of be in charge again. So the last thing that I want to talk about here is the actual bites and scratches and stuff that are supposed to be lethal and turn you into a zombie or whatever. What I'm thinking is that maybe it's kind of two viruses or bacteria and a virus or whatever. So I think they're kind of working in concert, kind of symbiotically. I think the bites or the scratches might be one virus by itself that is actually lethal, and the other one just affects the brain or whatever, and will cause you to kind of become a zombie, because in a way that would make a little more sense than one just by itself killing you and turning you into a zombie. Because if that was the case, then it really wouldn't work if you weren't actually bitten or scratched. So, but that's going to be it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed season 2 as much as I did. I know it was kind of slow there at the beginning of the actual year. But then again, of course, if you think about it, it did establish a good amount of characters, and from this point on, when some people have major shifts in their personalities, it's definitely going to be a bigger surprise. So So, anyways, I'm gonna sign off. This is November 15. You've been watching Let's Discuss The Walking Dead. Um, and I will see you later for the beginning of season 3. So, take care.